skill issue? Bitch. Shut the fuck up. It says I'm in green and that I have full bars on Wi-Fi, so why are you being annoying, computer? Am I back? Who knows? I am back. Haha. Fuck you. I'm great at this game. Skill issue. Shut up. What did Hoss just text me? What the fuck? Quality. No one cares. Anyway, push the box off the shelf. That's usually what it okay. It's usually what you have to do. But I guess not this time. Oh. Oh, talk with him. Okay. I was like, what is string in here? No. Not really. Hello? Hello? Video game. Thank you. React to intense light. Yeah, I figured that out earlier with the UV light. Oop. This one required 2 pushes. Yeah. Broken tracker. Ooh. You know what this does? Buddy. Hey. Hey, buddy. Do you know what this was? Hey. Thank you. I did. Found a weird tracker. That's... yeah. Maybe we can reverse it to find where he went. Did Momo not tell him? It's been working for a bit. Did Momo not tell him? Come with me, I'll open the door for you. What if there's like more stuff here though? Got slammed through the— oh, am I supposed to say goodbye? Sorry, you look a little upset. You're resourceful. Maybe you can find someone in the slums to help. Sure, thanks. Have I talked with anyone that cares enough to be techie? I don't think I have. Are you good? Sorry. That is probably my bad. I've learned that scratching on doors makes people yell at me, and sometimes it is helpful. Okay. Bye. I don't know what that meant. Hey, trash man! Barterman. There's something for everyone over there. Where's the Barterman? Can you help me out, big guy? Barterman? Where's the barter? Oh, bartender. 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 Okay, I'm just fucking stupid. And illiterate. That's fine. Bartender! I'm almost still here. Cute. Hey buddy. What can I do for you? This. Just, well, you'll see. His name is Elliot. His office is just left of here in your grandma's shop. There are all signs over his door. Left, grandma's shop. Signs. Left, grandma's, signs. Are you Elliot? Oh no, your grandma. Electric cable? Bitch, where the fuck am I gonna find electric cable? Where's your son? I think it was your son. Elliot? Elliot? And you know Elliot? Oh! I already scratched at this door. Oh, well, to be fair, it was earlier. Hi. Excuse me. What do you got in here? Ew. Fancy. Remember. Do you think this guy's owner is Doc or something? This tree is a scientific marvel. It's remarkable that human entity found a way to create vibrant sunlight. I really don't care. 20%? Are you Elliot? Can I help you? Yes, fix this. A blanket to be able to fix your tracker. Okay. What do you want me to do about a blanket? You want me to go talk to Grandma for you? Just turn up the music up. Okay. I am trashing the place, but that's just how I roll. Ooh, wait. I'll go out later. I need to go check with Tuxedo Dude down here. Maybe you can give me a blank. Ooh, sheet music. Thank you. Momo. Hey! Oh, you are not wearing a tuxedo. Not many of those anymore. I got passed down from our ancestors. If you want to go back to work, you better bring them some cloth. That will butter them up. I don't know where to find electric cable. Your grandma is weird. She needs electric cable to make me a poncho. Oh yeah, can you let me out? Thank you. Can I steal a blanket from you, Grandma? What if I, like, give you a glove? Will you, like, just gift me a blanket, maybe? Oh, maybe I can give that to Elliot as well. Where blanket get? Where electric cable get? Ooh, remember! Communism! Oh no, humans. I don't know what death feels like. I don't care what death feels like for anybody. Give me food. Thank you. Oh. Can I get a blanket from dumpster diving? I don't know. Where do I get a blanket? Where do I get a blanket? Do you have a blanket? Samus, do you have a blanket? Listen. Blanket. Thank you, Samus. Blanket. Blanket. Okay, I said communism, actually. If you're gonna make fun of me, get it right. Okay. Where... Why can't I run back here? Blanket, please. I require a blanket. I saw that. Scratchy scratch. The Guardian said it was not the Zergs. Huh? I don't know what that means. What is that noise? I don't like that noise. Why does it noise? I don't like that it noises. Why does it noise? Do you have any idea how to get me you? No. You. I want to meet your friend. Corey, you're just an attention seeker. Can you like remove a cable from maybe? Maybe? Thank you. I feel like he'd be angry if we did that, though. Oh! Oh no, that's just... Okay. You have any loose cables, maybe? What's over here? Oh no, that's just a scratch. I'm just gonna destroy his desk for a second. You got any electric cables? Huh. Alright, let's go through this way, maybe. Ooh. Okay. Can you help me find cloth? Yes, Grandma, yes. Give me a fucking electric cable. Do you have any electric cables in here? No, you just have beer. What do you mean I didn't try hard enough to remove the cable? It was to scratch at the carpet, not to actually remove a cable. The only thing I could do was scratch at the carpet. This looks like a seance. Hello. Oh. How do I talk to you? Excuse me. Mama, you got an electric cable? Let's translate. Ugh. Can I jump back up this way? See, I'm scratching the carpet, not picking up the cable. This does nothing but scratch the carpet. Human personnel only. Cute. Do you have a cable? No. Oh. And there isn't one downstairs, maybe? Did I look downstairs? Or did I just leave? I think I just left. Got shit in your kitchen. Piano. Can I unplug the piano? I don't think. I'm so confused. 8801. What am I doing? What is that? 8801. 88. Paint? Confused. What do I do? What if I give him the energy drink? Will that wake you up? Who's the barterman? It won't tell me from the homeless robot. No, it keeps leading to barterman, but I don't know where barterman is, so I'm trying to look up who is barterman, and it's not helping me. Are you barterman? You're Teddy. Are one of you guys the barterman? Rico. Okay. Who are you? Zach. Great. The barterman. Suck a dick. How about that? Bitch. Are you the barterman? You're not. Mask. This is literally nothing. Wait. Oh, well, this is the way to the sewers. Figure that part out. Yay. Give me another soda. I'm thirsty, bitch. Thank you. Can you... What the fuck? Are you guys the barterman? Are you the barterman? Super spirit detergent? What? Okay. I'm gonna be going on a fucking adventure. One energy drink. I can do that. Thank you. Okay, you. Who are you? Let's... You... No... You. You. Talk to me. Thank you. I need fucking detergent to get a laundry can. I mean, an electric cable. What am I talking about? How am I gonna do that? Where am I gonna find detergent? Probably in someone's apartment. Do you have any detergent on you? No. Do you sell detergent? Or was it deodorant? I can't read. I don't think I talked to this guy in the bar yet. Where's the barterman? Oh. Where? Who? Why? I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna start profusely sobbing, and you're not gonna be able to do anything about it. That is gonna make you incredibly uncomfortable. Okay. Great. Seamus, do you have detergent? Do you have detergent in your house? It's oil. I don't know why you would need detergent. It's not like you're gonna need to wash your clothes. So confused, please. I'm gonna lose my mind. Who's... I've talked to literally everybody. Grandma, can you tell me where the barterman is? But where is he? think so. That's what I was just about to do. I was gonna like go back onto the roofs and see if I could find something. But I forget how to get back on. How do I do that? Okay. Is there like a laundromat here maybe? Scratch every house. Oh, I've done that. Listen to my little pitter-patter of my paws. There's gotta be a laundromat here, right? Because how the fuck else are we gonna know where to find fucking laundry detergent? How do I get over there? Get over there. No. Let's push these chairs off. Can you answer me on... Oh, you're the people that drop buckets onto people's heads. Wasn't there a guy sleeping up here before? Why is there a sink? Is that... It's just... Boo! Hello, person! Hello. Can you help? You have laundry here. You must have laundry detergent to be able to clean your laundry. Can you spare some detergent, please? Please. That's gotta be a laundromat, right? With all the clothes hanging off of it. And I can't even go over there. Okay. Isn't this that one guy's house? Yeah, it's the chick's house. I'll go to this hot chicks and I'm all like, what's up, ladies? My name's Tim Shade. I'm going to be talking. Oh my god, it's him. I'm gonna lose my brain. I wanted to be able to do this game in one sitting. Please, please, please. Bro, please. I just want to play a cat game. It's lagging now? No, it's not. Is it? It doesn't show that. Where do I find laundry? I would like to know, please. Samus's house. No! What? The barterman, or I don't know, give it, I think. No, you buy the electric cable from him with the detergent. So you have to find the detergent to be able to get the electric cable, and then I can give the electric cable to Grandma, and then Grandma can make the blanket for Elliot so he can tell me how to use a fucking tracker. But I don't know where the detergent is at. Please. Barterman, yes. Yes. Fuck you. I'm gonna kill you. I will. I will kill you. You have to give the detergent to the barterman. Oh, I already got that. Where? Did you say you played this game? What do I do? I don't know what to do. There's a bike on the roof. Ah. Bike. On the roof. Why can I never finish a game on stream? Why do I always rage quit on a game? Because I'm too stupid to complete it. Sweet. This looks like it could be the laundromat. Right here. But then there's no way inside. So I'm confused. Can I get on to the roof maybe? And then drop down through the roof? I don't want to pull up a video for it. could totally jump up there. Please. Please. Oh god, it's lagging again. Hello? Hello? Okay. Go in the loud hallway you never went at the end. No! Down! No! Down, you moron. I'm so nice to this cat. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Loud hallway. Loud hallway. You never Well, there's nothing here at the end, that's why. Yeah, he just says go to the Bartman. No. No. Rip humans. Stretch. I did. Why does he say energy drink crayons when there's literally a thing right over here? Oh. I guess you can only use the thing once. Okay. Time to wait. How many energy cans do I have? I have 2. I need 1 more. Sorry. Lady, can you move? Oh, there's nothing even in there anyway. Gotta go eat. See you later. Alright, bye-bye. Thank you for trying to help. I might literally just give up the second you leave. I won't lie to you. This is... Oh, going down. This is Grandma. Where am I going? What am I looking for? I'm looking for a vending machine. Do you guys have a vending machine? You guys do not have a vending machine. Do you have a vending machine? Does Samos have a vending machine in his house? No. No, he does not. I knew this girl name was Maxie. I swear to God, are there things on the roofs? there like vending machines on the roofs? I'll be so upset if there is. That's so stupid. Didn't I get from this one? Yeah, I did. Okay, if there's another vending machine on the roof, then that's incredibly stupid and shouldn't exist. Oh, sorry. Wait, how do I talk to that guy? I want to talk to that guy. Maybe he has something for me. How do I talk to you? I want to talk to you. How do I do that? I need to do that. Up, go. Go, 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 go. Ooh, wait, 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 what was that? Oh. I'm just stupid. Excuse me. Coming through. Excuse me. Hey man! Swanito. Oh, I've talked to you. I've so talked to you. This is not a laundromat. Where am I? I'm in that one guy's house, I think. Yeah. It's gonna be reflection. No. No, I'm not a troublemaker though. I'm not. I promise. I'm sorry. Let me in, please. Let me in. Let me in. Please. Okay, where's the roof? You. Do I do something with the paint people? Okay. 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 I can do this. I think. You guys. You're literally on the roof of the thing. Can I... Let me in, please. Let me in, please. Yes. 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 Oh, that was pointless. Okay. Wait, I can talk to him or Q? Oh, I made them drop the things, so then he has to come out and clean it and be like, oh, you shits, and then I can go in and get the detergent. Oh, thank you, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my good Lord Jesus. Genius. I'm amazing. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. How do I get down? Let me down, bitch. Let me down. Let me down. Ooh. I don't like you. Give me detergent. Give it. Give it. Detergent. Where? Give. If it's not in here, I'm gonna be so... You! Give. Take. Oh my god. I'm sorry, buddy, by the way. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Kind of. Not really. It's your fault for listening to music. So you didn't hear me scratching at the door. Okay? Well, actually, you did hear me scratching at the door. You just deliberately ignored me like an asshole. People. Yes. Take. I have. Take. Take. Oh, 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 oh. I love you. 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 Little Bartleman. I love you. Mwah. Sad little noises. Here. Grandma! Did you just see me go through all of that without... I'll get work right away. Better... Okay. I was about to say, I better not have to actually wait for this. Because I swear to God. Poncho! Thank you! It'll suit you well. Can I wear it? That'd be cute if I could wear it for a second. Poncho. Perfect for a cold robot. Alright. Elliot. Elliot. No, I didn't mean to do that. Thank you. Oop. Excuse me. Excuse me. Coming through. Coming through. Hello, sir. I know. I have no. Close that instead of giving you the fucking. Take the damn poncho, you cold fuck. Ugh. Okay. Thank you. Good luck finding who you're looking for. Thank you. I appreciate it. Momo! Open the door. Open it. Open. 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 Ugh. I almost just flashed the camera. I'm sorry. Bar. Right here. I never discovered it on Maxine. I have tracker. Did you find anything interesting in Sam's? Yeah, I got a tracker. New game consoles. What? Oh wait, no, I have to show this to Samus. My bad. My bad. His house. This way. No, this way. I think. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, why did I do that? I met this little girl, her name was Maxine. Semos, my man! Hello! I have your tracker! What kind of accent was that? And why did I just have it? Give it here! I've given... Taketh frometh meeth. What is it? I started playing this game at 4 o'clock. It is 7. It is 7. Oh my goodness. And her name was Maxine. And then got a ping! Is Papa really alive? I can't believe it. Let's follow the tracker. Maybe we'll find where Papa went. It's just gonna lead us to the sewers. And then we're gonna be like, oh no, how do we open the sewers? And then there's gonna be another giant complicated thing and I'm gonna go insane over trying to figure out how the fuck to do it. Oh god, I'm laggy. Come on. It's gonna lead us to the sewers. No, I'm right here. Oh! It's not gonna lead to the sewers? Okay. I feel like oh, it's gonna lead to the weird door. Okay. I gotcha. Do you know what the weird door... the code for the weird door? Because I don't know the code for the weird door. You know the code to the weird door. Let's do this. Shouldn't I go get Momo first? I feel like I should go get Momo first. I mean, I don't mean to, like, be prude. Almost cool. Or is this just another entrance to this? This is just another entrance to the sewers. Okay. Great. So we're still going to the sewers. It's just not the end of it. And then it's gonna be a long, complicated journey. Okay, guys, hey. It's fine. I'm enjoying this game. I love playing this game because it's a cute, adorable cat. It's a cute, adorable cat. Okay, that's all I need to know. It's a cute, adorable cat. It's just a cute, adorable cat. The game froze. The game is frozen. Oh god. Hey, Samus. Where'd you come from? What is behind me? What just moved behind me? Did you see that? Okay. Dog, what do you want? Jesus. Okay, let's give it a second to breathe. Give it a second. Let it breathe. Let it do its thing. Let it catch up to the rest of the game, you know. Chill out. Wait till it has the right normal graphics. Kinda like now. Oh, but I can't move my mouse properly. It's still really staticky. This is upsetting me. Please. Can I just play the game? There we go. Semos! You eat us. I can't do this. I can. Get me for sure. How about you? Oh, here, take this badge. A friend of mine. Or just a friend, sure. It's away. Ah! Ah! Thank you. I feel like I should have tried to get that other thing from the barter. But oh god. New area loaded. This already looks like the outside. I mean, it's not. But it already looks like it. I know that's where I have to go, so I'm gonna go this way. Oh no, that's where I have to go? Okay, then I'm gonna go this way. What is this? This cool looking car? I met this little girl, her name is Maxine. I don't know. Look at how huge this wall is. I remember it was a symbol of ignorance. We're only 30% of this. I'm gonna stop after the sewers if I'm not intrigued in this game. Jump, you dumb fucker! So stupid. Such a stupid. To jump wherever you want. No, off, off. Off, off. Off of me. I'm not the silly girl, and it was Maxine. Ew, 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 ew. It's laggy. It's laggy right now. Please, 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 please! I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this game. The time of my life. Just thought you should know. I don't like that you have to chain the jump. Excuse me. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Where am I going? Where am I going? I don't like where. I don't know where I'm going, and I don't like that. I'm supposed to go underneath. I'm supposed to go underneath. There was a gap. It's a very obvious gap that I could have gone through. And I decided that I wasn't gonna go through that one. I got this. Can I like change course so that I don't know? Okay. Get off of me. Get. Yes, I know. I'm sorry, Macy. I'm angry. Okay, well the camera's decided for me. So maybe if I just... Okay, well that didn't work out, so... I didn't even make that much noise, bro. You think there's a way to like do this sneakily or something? Don't claw at me, I am busy. If you make me die to this thing again, I will be so fucking pissed off at you. You have no idea, Macy. I am not even over exaggerating. No, get off, get away, shoo, no, 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 no. Get away. Get away. I don't like you. Die. Die in a hole. Die in a fire. Do I jump for that? Oh no, I jump here. And then I jump here. And then I jump to here. And then I jump back. Jump here. And then I jump here. There we go. Oh, I hated that with every fiber of my being. Oh my god. Oh girl. Bro, how did you survive that? How are you just gonna get up like you didn't just get thrown 500 miles? Doc should be nearby. We must be close. Why? Do we have the tracker? Oh, I'm limping. Doc. Oh no. Oh, poor baby. I should be fine if I'm jumping around. Shit. Macy? I love you. But stop. No. I'm gonna let Macy out real quick. Before she throws a fucking temper tantrum. 1 second. Yes, I know. If she comes back in later by opening my door, I'm so pissed off. I'm so pissed off. Okay, resume. Doc. Doc. Doc M77. Whoa. Are you sure I'm not still in the slums? Let me go back over here real quick. Just make sure there's nothing at the end here. Just making sure. Oh no. Aha! I'm learning. Who are you? Well, that's a long ass fish stick. Fish stick? Fishing rod. Alright. Can you finish this game without like having 100% memory recovered? Like, okay. Loading area. Loading area. We're good. I think we're good. Oh. I met this little girl and it was Maxine. That's what everybody knows. Hey. Anybody wanna do something for me, please? Looking for a guy named Doc. Okay. So we need to go over on the other side to grab something and then come back. It's probably in that window over there. I met this little girl and it was Maxine, just like nobody knows. I'm making a lot of noise and it's making me. Ew, 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 the squishes. Ew, ew. I don't like the music sounds. I don't like the music sounds. Whoa. You look cool. You're funky looking. Huh. Little shits. Can't do anything in there, fuckers. That's gonna come and bite me back in the ass later, isn't it? Ew. Are you alive? Oh, you're alive! Sweet! Hey, man! Doc! Hello! I miss my son dearly. Okay, so we escaped the slums to get to this midpoint, and then there's this midpoint to lead to the outside. Is that what you're telling me? So now, after all of that escaping the slums, now I have to escape the midpoint. Can I reveal something back here, maybe? No. Why is there a screwdriver in the wall? And what may this be? Oh. At full charge, you can explode certain sections of bed. Only thing around here that can do this is the generator outside the house. The problem is that it will start. I think if you go over there, it's too dangerous for me to go out and fix it. Yeah, I just need the... If you can show me a new fuse, I can do it all. If you get, can you give me this, maybe? No? Okay. Well, I know where the generator is. Oh, thank you. I just need to remember the pathway that I took before. Because I'm not going to be able to jump up here, am I? Oh, I can. Okay. If I can take this easy pathway, then shit. I'll be fine. I think so. Alright, let's see. First try, baby! Let's go! Oh. No, you're supposed to let me run. Run, cat, run, cat, run! Run! You run! Oh my god. Oh no, he's gonna kill them all for me, thank you. I'm still gonna run them. Hey, I need you to kill the ones over here. You're not killing me. Please. Okay. We're gonna go the other way, yep. Ugh. I just have a feeling that we're almost done. And I want to be able to be almost— oh shit. Ew, why are you so big? Ew, 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 ew. Get off. Kill these guys, please. Oh god. 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 I like how the companion robot just stares when we die. It's great. Very comedic. Love it. Thank you. Okay, instead of left, we're gonna go right. How about that? Yeah. After 2 failed attempts. So I failed me once. Shame on you. Fail me twice. Shame on fucking me, yeah? Kill these guys. Kill these guys. Kill these guys. Oh my god. Get off, 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 get off. Oh. Oh. I'm back. Thank you. Yeah, I know. Thank you. I did it. This is amazing. Okay. It's definitely our way out of here. Thank you. Please do. That would be so... oh, oh, oh. I have that... it's freaking me out that I use that exact same lamp for painting. Did he just attach that giant ass thing onto the companion? B12? Sweet. It could malfunction. Okay. So... use it in... a few scenarios, not all the time. Let's go back to the village. I'm coming home, son. Sure. You go home, and I go home, and this will all be over, and I get to leave. I get to leave. I get to be done streaming. I'm going insane. Just a little bit. Just a little insane. Just a little bit. By the way, just thought I'd ask, what happened to the other 3 people? Oh, okay. You know, overheat. Let it cool for a bit when that happens. I hope it will last until we reach the village. I got this. Maybe after like 3 tries, but I got this. I like how he walks. Is he like not gonna tell us what happened to the other two? Zarg and Christina? Of course it would be easy, of course it would be. Of course, it's not gonna be easy. Oh my goodness, why would it be easy? Easy. I'm completely just guessing right now, by the way. Yeah, and I'm guessing wrong. Okay, hold on. Jump up. And then I can jump up there. Nope. I can totally jump up that. Okay, how am I supposed... Where am I supposed to go? I am supposed to go over here. Oh my god. Excuse me. Don't mind me, just coming on. Like I'm relaxing. I'm sorry for existing. Please don't have a bunch of Zerks in here. I really don't feel like it. I really don't feel like it. I have a feeling I'm gonna jump down and then it's gonna create noise. And then, oh no, but this will create noise. Yeah. Are you all dead? Whew. Okay, we're all good. I think. Oh! Ah! Please go back. I don't know if I have enough. I don't know if I have enough. I don't 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 have enough. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. It's fine. Ah! Get off me! I have a feeling that we're almost done. We're almost done. I have a feeling that we're almost done. Okay. He didn't give up. No, I'm really close to it though. I'm really fucking close. We're fine. We're fine. We're good. We're good. We're doing fine. Doc, open up. Give me a second. There's one on me as well. Let's not do this actually. Please. Shut the fuck up. Shut the It's fine. It's fine. I'm determined to finish it. Okay? I'm determined, so I will. Determined. Oh my god, I'm good. I can hear them still, but I don't see them, and they're not attacking me, so it's fine. That was close! Let's go back home! Where are you? What is happening? I'm lagging. Stop walking, please. Please, I'm gonna... Okay. Ooh. I can hear them. I can hear them. I can hear the little shits. Oh, they're on the other side of the door. That's why I can hear them. Okay. No. Stop. Please. Please. Please stop glitching out. Thank you. Thank you. Where did Doc go? He's right here. Doc M77. My savior. Why are you... Okay, I feel like I should just let the game breathe for a second before I run in, because I feel like if I run in, I'm gonna immediately die to a bunch of Zergs. And I don't want to do that right now. Are you good? Are you good, game? Are we good? We're not good. We're not even close to good. I'm moving my mouse around a lot and it's frozen. Okay. You know what? It's fine. Whatever. I don't feel like restarting the game right now. I don't want to, so I'm not going to. Why am I Miranda Sings? I like how he walks. He does like a cute... Oh, is this our friends? Oh no, it's Samos. Sir Samos. I forget his name. I'm sorry. Do I get to leave now? I'm the Guardian! Love. Reuniting families. Peace and love. Peace and love. Can I leave now, please? I want to go back to the outside where it's pretty and doesn't look like this. Please. Okay, but what about... No one ever talked about the other two, because we talked to the other one, right? The Z one? We can fight back as Zerg by the sewers. I think we did a good thing together. That's great. Momo! Let's leave. How much? Oh, wait. Have I given you all of the thingies? I haven't. Untitled. Wow, that was great, Morse. Thank you. Thank you. Never play it again. The way you compute tonight. Out of the way. I like this one. No, you had to do the last note. It was like bum, 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 bum. You had to do like the last one and you didn't, and it makes me upset. Oh, have I given you all of the things? Oh. Oh, alright. Can I get another energy drink by chance? No. Okay, well, I'm not looking for the fucking vending machine. And I don't know the thing to this. It can't be that useful if it's not a part of the story, so we're leaving. Everything you wanted it. Benzo? Who are you? Oh. Because I'll close the door behind you. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Leave. I would like to leave, please. Are you gonna close the door? I want to see you close the door. Okay. Well, I know this is not full of Zerks because Momo made it safely, and Momo's a little bit of a... It's fine. Almost fine. Last checkpoint was 2 minutes ago. Okay, I need to at least get to the new checkpoint. I think that's through this window. So hopefully I will be... Was that a fucking Among Us character? Did I just see a fucking Among Us character? Go back. In the thing, there's in the thing, in the little gap where of the net, there's a fucking Among Us character. What? Why? Why does that exist? Why does that exist? Okay, I wanna leave. I wanna leave, please. Please let me leave. Please. Dear fucking God, let me leave. That was a checkpoint, right? 2 seconds since the last checkpoint. Thank you. We're just gonna relaunch it again real quick. I promise I have a great computer that can definitely handle streaming. This isn't 3 hours. I've been playing for 3.5 hours. Ah, it's fine. It's fine. Usually I would. It's fine. You know, I'm perfectly fine. 3.5 hours in Minecraft, nothing. 3.5 hours in Skyrim, nothing. In this, I'm going insane. Well, it's not laggy anymore, so that's lovely. Oh, we get to ride on a cute little boat! Momo! Oh, this is so cute! Now we can go find the bolt. That one. The Boltzar. I don't know how to pronounce it. Off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Do I have anything? First, before I go any more insane, I want to see how close to the end of the chapter Sewers is. Stray the Sewers chapter. It's chapter 8. Okay, Stray, how many chapters? 12 chapters. We can do that. We can do that. We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I can do that. It's okay. Who was gonna tell me that that was sticking out this entire time? Okay. Why do I feel like I'm just gonna have to be shooting Zerks while he's rowing? I don't think you should put that on me. You know. They're gonna come through this, aren't they? Okay, we're good. Why would you scare me like that, dude? 2 2.5 hours left? No. Ha! No. If you put it like that, then I'm gonna want to not do it. If you put it in the sense, hey, you have 4 chapters left, I got this. I can do this. I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be perfectly fine. This is... Stop it! Am I supposed to be talking to you? Oh, I'm supposed to be talking to you. Can you look on the other side? Sure. How am I supposed to do that? Oh. Just jump through the gate. Casually, it's fine. Oh, over there. Okay. I met this little girl and it was Maxine. I'm just gonna... Oh, that's lovely. I love that. Wow. That is a great thing. Only a stop. 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 4 chapters. 4... These are gonna explode. Oh! Why did I do that? 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 Oh, good. All good, Momo. Let's go. Well, if this is what it's gonna turn into, of just far out of the slums with you here, I'm not even scared. Aww. That's cute. Okay, I don't like that I'm lagging. Let's stop that, actually. Okay. Oh. By 10:30. Shut up. Shut. 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 Good. This is really open and it's scaring me. Like, this is a really open area and I don't like that. Also, what's that, like, wiring noise? Do you hear that wiring noise? Because I hear it and it's driving me crazy. Do we have to open- How do you know where you're going? Only 9:30. 4 chapters. 4 chapters. That is the only... It's lagging. It's lagging. Is it still lagging? My preview is shit. 9:30 a.m. Fuck you. Is it still lagging? I can't tell. Is it? It was Maxine. Is it nobody know? No, it's not. Okay. Mono! Open it manually. Woo! Oh, do you want me to, like, do the other side and you do this side? Or is this... Oh, no, it's just normal. It's just normal. It is lagging again? Okay. Well... It wasn't for a split second. Momo, let's pause, because you're gonna open up a whole bunch of shit that I don't want to deal with when I am lagging. So, can we, like, talk this through, maybe? Momo, please. My game stopped playing sound. Hello? Hello? Okay. Am I good? I hope I'm good, because the last checkpoint was 47 seconds ago, so I should be fine. Restart your whole computer? Shut up. Momo, you seem to be struggling. Jump below the door, it won't hold for long. Bro, what? Oh. No, you're coming with me. I do not want to do this alone, please. I'd much rather not do that. I won't stop looking for a way. Aww. Okay. Oh, you fucker. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Ooh. Whoa. What's on the other side? Absolutely nothing. Okay. Is there something down here? I can't go down there. Okay. Wee! Ooh, yellow. It's a screwdriver. Okay, that doesn't work. I don't like this. This is a fucking horror game. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Get away from me. No. Dude, if those things burst, I'm fucking dead. There's no way I would survive that. I'm just gonna go around this machine. It's fine. It's fine. They see me, right? Like, that's just not like a weird illusion thing. They definitely see me. But you're incompetent, so you're not gonna jump down. Right? Okay, we're good, we're good, we're fine. And I just got a checkpoint. Oh no. Ew. 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 In so many different ways. Ew. Ooh. We're supposed to go. Where am I meant to be? Okay, I have to open this door. How do I open this door? How do I open this? It's gonna create sound, and I'm gonna fucking... It's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. I got it all under control. It's okay. Oh, I realize what I have to do. What if I just zap them off one by one? You know? Like, if I just... No, 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 off, 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 off. Okay. I can do this one by one, right? Like, I'm not gonna... Oh, that's a big one. Off, 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 off. Off. Oh no. Off, off, off. Off, off. Ew. Ew, ew. Ew. What? It's still moving. It's fine.
Oh.
Everything's fine. Ugh. Ew, 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 ew. I'm going to take as much time as I need to do this. I don't care if it takes. I don't care if it takes a lot of time. I'm going to destroy every single one of these. Slowly. Ew, ew. Before I hit that lever. And you cannot stop me. Bitch.
Oh god, that was a lot more than I wanted to do. Oh no. Oh no.
It's fine. I'm good. I meant to do that. Okay. Okay. I'm doing average. I'm doing average. Slowly but surely. Wins the race. Wins the frickin' race. Okay? It wins and it triumphs. And everybody's like, oh shit. It won. So. What am I saying? Literally, what am I saying? Ah! Oh no. I was doing so good. 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 All good. Ugh. They're literally like walking zits. And it's nasty. Or like the crab claw head thingies. Oh, it's lagging like crazy. Is it? No, it's not. Am I good? Am I good? I'm good. We're all good. Okay. Ah. Ew, 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 ew. Fucking zits, I told you, dude. Okay. Thank you, B12. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. I hate all of it. I hate everything. I hate all of it. Ugh. Why didn't we just, like, jam the chains so that Momo could come through? That's so stupid. That's overpowered. Wi-Fi. I'm gonna turn this corner and then get swarmed by them, aren't I?
What is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? That
is No. 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 How does the cat know where to go? I don't even know where to go. That was nasty. Please don't kill me. 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 You are nasty. I'm literally gonna vomit. I knew it. 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 Nope, 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 no, 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 no. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm so gonna die. I'm really gonna die. And it's gonna be brutal. And I'm gonna... Ooh. How do I hide? Can I like hide from the eyeballs maybe? Is there a way? Do I just run through that vent there? Is that what I'm doing? You don't see me. 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 You don't. You don't. It's not in there. 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 Please. Where am I jumping? I don't know where I'm jumping. I'm running. Goodbye. Goodbye. Ha. Am I good? 9 seconds since last checkpoint. Okay. Ew! Giant eyeballs. I hate them. I hate them. No, I don't. Excuse me. Just gonna. I think I'm gonna have to walk through and break each and every one of these again. Because I think that's a door I have to open. And it's gonna make noise. And I'm gonna go whatever. Just gonna... Actually, I don't think I will, because those eyeballs... Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna run. And hope. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run and hope I don't die. Please. Is that an exit or something that the thingies are gonna come through? That's something the thingies are gonna come through. Okay. Ugh. Ugh. Open door lock. Yeah, I know. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Oh my god. How am I gonna do this? I don't know how to do this. You can't cross that, right? I'm fine here, right? Arrows. Ooh. I don't like the eyeballs. I don't like them. They're already looking at me. Ew. What is this?
That's a big one. That's a big boy.
Bucket. Why would you cutscene this? Why would you cutscene this? Oh no. Just run, please. Just run, please. Just please. Please. Or am I gonna get, like, saved from somebody? Because that would be nice. So I don't have to deal with this. Oh no, it's just gonna do it for me. Okay, great. Thank you. He's gonna overheat and die, and then I'm gonna have to run for my life. He just killed himself, didn't he? Yeah, okay. We're running. Please, please, I hate it. I hate it so much. No, 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 no. Come on, cat. What if I accidentally go the wrong way? Nope. 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 Nope, nope, nope. Nope, 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 no, 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 please. We're fine. We're all good. Everything's fine. Okay. Just, no, don't claw him. Pick him up in your mouth. Oh. I guess claw him, then. Charge. Is completely destroyed now. We'll have to be careful. Fuck. Am I in chapter 9 yet? Is it chapter 9? Ah. What happened to my cat friends? I want my cat friends back. Do you think if I like walk on the side where it's quiet, it'll make a difference if the dudes come out or not? Oh! Person! Person! Holy shit! Person! Hi! Yes! Oh. Chapter 9? Chapter 9! 3 more chapters. Sorry. I got a little excited there. My bad. Sorry. Ooh. I'm little cat. You are the scientist. You were human. To outshut 40%. 40%, that's fine. Hey man, what's up, purple dude? You don't want to talk? You don't feel like... Okay. So I'm just gonna have to meow at people. Great. Are y'all... I need you to bring me to what's-his-face. Are you what's-his-face? There's a lot of you guys here. Shit. Did you all escape? Oop. You good? Probably a lot. No. Sorry, am I being a little too down? My bad. Where do I go from here? Oh. Whoa. What kind of... Yeah, what is this? Creepy. Are you what's his face? Oh, are you? What happened to what's her face? I heard you helped find Doc and Clementine. She's in Midtown. If you still want to see the outside, she's the one who can get you there. Apparently she had some kind of plan. I wrote her address on the back of this picture. Aww. Climb up our little village. It should be easy for a dexterous one like you. You'll be the very first. I'd wish you good luck, but you don't need it. I believe in you. Ah, thank you. I mean, outside is where I'm from, right? So technically I'm just going back. Now look what's left of me. Okay. So just continue climbing up the tower for a bit, I guess. Alright, I'm fine with that. Oh, we can talk to the people now. I kind of just don't want to, though. I'm just gonna climb up. We're just gonna climb up. 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 Oh, you look so cool. Look at all the plants. It's so pretty here, dude. What the fuck? I like how there's little buckets as elevators, but none of these guys can fit in those buckets. So they just kind of have bucket elevators everywhere. I guess maybe to like bring stuff up and down easier maybe. But I'm just giving them a repurpose. Where am I going? I'm going here. Midtown. Jesus, this place is huge. Oh wait, no, I wasn't- okay. Chapter 10? Chapter 10. Chapter 10. Chapter 10. Chapter 10. That's fine. I don't... It's fine. Yeah, I don't... I need like a battery or some shit, I guess. Oh my god. It's fine. It's fine. I'm enjoying playing this game and it's not laggy at all. I'm enjoying my time spent playing this game. I'm so glad I'm not spending it on anything else. Oh my god. It's a really cool story, okay? It's a really cool story. I like the concept. I like that I'm a cat. I like all of it. But Why can't you jump? Why can't you just jump? Why do you have to have a specific location to jump to be able to jump? You can't just jump on your own. Sad. Really depressing. This dude's having a midlife crisis. Well, afterlife crisis. 44% of memory received. Can I just like sit here and then the train will go? No? Okay. I meant this girl, her name was Maxine. But nobody knows. Ooh, there's a thingy. There's a thingy. It doesn't do anything. Okay. That's where I came from. Never mind. I was like, ooh, ominous red glow. It's just where I came from. So. How did the world get to this is my question. Like, did we really just make rope? Yo! So cute. Can I go do anything? Oh, I can remember here. I can remember. Remember about books. Remember books. Cool. This guy is awesome, by the way. Little robot dude over there, he's great. What the fuck, dude? Why'd you have to scare me like that? Oh, wait, did you just get arrested? How are there kid robots? That's my question. Girl on the wanted. Her? She's wanted. Alright. So, probably ask like an officer or something, maybe? You. The resistance. Whoa. This is some bright and colorful shit. I'm on chapter 10. Let's go. We're almost done. I did not like the amount of voice cracks I just had. Alright, so now we're back in Midtown. I called it the middle area. And now there's a place that's actually called Midtown. That's great. It looks kind of worse than the slums, if I'm gonna be honest. Hello? Okay. I thought maybe if I like did it enough he would give in, but I just Shut up. Just 1 hour left. Ooh. You look snazzy. The bouncer. Who are you? Police everyone's looking for. I didn't let her in if that's what you want to know. Alright, so I don't think anyone's gonna... Ooh, dark spooky alleyway. Bones. He said traffic cone as a hat. That's adorable. Give me. I'm gonna take those energy drinks, please. Guess that's not currency here. Okay. Moving along. Food, please. Okay. Party pooper. Is that Clementine in the middle? I can't tell, dude. I need colors. And... what if I just don't do a singular side quest and just... you know? But I like doing side quests. Like Morsk. I wouldn't have found you if I didn't side quest. Let's look for an area that looks like it would house a criminal. That one door back here looked like it, honestly. No, not this door. Whoa. What door was it? It's this one. Surgery. Ew. Okay. Not this way. I'm going to the plants. Weed. Wait, is that fucking TikTok? Wait. Wait. That's great. I love that. I like how all of them are just kind of like, oh well, there's a cat here. Oh well, they don't know I'm a cat. I can't scratch any of these doors. Whoa. I feel like she's living in one of these places. Ooh. Where does this lead to? No, no, no. Go there. Then go there. Then go there. Hmm. You. Okay. You. Okay, so I don't think any of you guys are gonna give me dialogue options to show you the picture. So I'm gonna go to the very, very top and see what's up there. And then work my way down. Maybe. Hopefully. I think. What? Ooh, what was that? So cute! Oh, maybe I have to hide from stuff, actually. Maybe now instead of Zerks, I have to hide from the law. Sorry. Can I talk to you? Have I tried talking to you? I like the concept. It's just there. It's just here. What? It is? Am I a genius? Wait. Read the address to me. A series of symbols written on the back. Okay, then show me the symbols, you shit. He said she lives just, the address is just here. So it is one of these houses. I just have to figure out which. I feel like I might know which one she's in. Just a hunch, though. I like the music in here. I'm gonna knock over your shit. Standing on your stove. Oh, this is such a pretty place. Clementine! My girl! I'm a cat. Okay, why? Yes, ma'am. At least I'm pretty sure they use she pronouns. We do. Old subway. I was just there. You have the keys? Give me. Oh. Neko Corporation. He's the robot with a bomber jacket and a gold chain. Bomber jacket, gold chain. Bomber jacket, gold chain. Bomber jacket, gold chain. Whoa. This is such a vibey apartment, though. Look at this. Oh, does she have a bomb? Oh no, I thought I was kind of excited. It is! Yeah, she's a crystal girl. Look at her. Look at her go. This is such a cute place. Can I jump to the flying thingies? No. This is so cute. Okay, how do I get out? I forgot how I got in here. Oh, here, this way. Bomber jacket and gold chain. Bomber jacket. You? No. I missed Morsk already. What even is a bomber jacket? Oops. Also, it's lag. Oh wow, thank you. Oh, it is. Jeez. It's really far.